question for you guys. Why is there no anger in the black community about this? Why am I the only one mad about the fact that they send our brothers and sisters out in Syria and sacrifice their lives? Biden literally using them as sacrificial pawns. Are they sending the child of a senator who's in the military so they can run for office later? No. Are they sending the white suburbanite kid who wanted to be a military officer? No. They send us. And my question, this is the reason why I have a lot of criticism of the milquetoast people in my community that allow our situation to get as bad. Why am I the only person that's mad at the U.S. military for allowing our black brothers and sisters to die in wars that have nothing to do with us? That's why I go hard. I go after these people. I hurt their feelings really bad. Guys, if you want to see drama, bro, check out everything that happened with me in this military thread. These motherfuckers was mad at me for calling out the military, for calling out the failures that they had. Let me see if I find this reply I had that was definitely an asshole thing to say. Let me see if I can find it. But I will acknowledge what I said here is an asshole thing to say, but it has to be said because there's a cult-like mentality that is getting people killed. Look at Brett Cohen. He's like decided. You got guys. I had all these fucking blue check neocons going after me. This guy, in response to my criticism of U.S. military, he says, "Spoken like a traitor. Fortunately, you cannot be more wrong. If you actually knew about which you spoke, and you knew the folks in the United States military, you would know how professional, dedicated, and excellent they are." Now, based on what Nico just said, you know that's bullshit. So I had to hit these people with harsh realities because you guys have these fake fucking images of what a veteran and what a U.S. soldier looks like. So I said in response, what I think is a fucking banger, but it's also an asshole thing to say, but I have to say it to make a point. I said, there's a good chance these veterans you speak of will be homeless and suicidal in a few years, but go off. And boy, they get mad at me. Man, you are just the least likable person on this app, Nick, because you're telling the truth. So these people are more mad at me for bringing up the fact that your system leaves veterans homeless and depressed. You guys were more mad at me than bringing it up than the fact that the system create that. Because I'm tired of veterans coming home being suicidal and homeless. So I'm going to keep calling it out so people stop enlisting in the military. Until you guys fix your damn problems. Because the only reason they get people to enlist is because they think the United States military is invincible. And they will be protected. And then after thinking that the United States military is the same military projected in Call of Duty, they sign up to the military thinking they're going to be the next G.I. Joe. Then they come back with an amputated leg. Then they come back with PTSD. And then they want, woe is me. Oh my God, look at me. Nigga, you should listen to the fucking warnings. I don't do woe is me shit with soldiers no more. You got, it's 2020, it's 2024. You guys know the damn game. There could be sympathy to be shown to soldiers who sign up after 9/11, war on terror. A lot of people still brainwashed. But in the year 2024, if you want to sign up to the United States military on the devil's bargain that you're going to get free education and free healthcare, why should we protect your damn feelings instead of calling it out how it is? The only reason why the United States war machine exists is because the participants in the working class who sell out the global working class under premises that they're going to get education. And then they come back with PTSD. They come back fucked up after doing fucked up things. And they want our fucking sympathy. I told you guys, I am not politically correct. This image that people had of a purple-haired leftist snowflake, that is not what RBN is. In fact, I am the person who turned conservatives into snowflake Nancy Pelosi style liberals, and I can have liberals sound like Reaganites all in the same damn tweets. The amount of conservatives that was bitching and complaining about me telling the truth about the military, I thought you guys didn't like social justice warriors. I thought you guys was facts over your feelings. I am a real fact over your feeling kind of motherfucker. If I am hurting you guys' feelings, then maybe you guys should improve the state of the military. Maybe you guys shouldn't treat veterans like shit. Maybe you guys should stop committing human rights violations. How about you guys actually win a just conflict? Until then, I'm going to mock you guys until the end of my time. You're not going to do anything about it either because most U.S. soldiers are soft. They think soldiers are special. Do you guys know how many soldiers I used to train with? You know how many soldiers used to sign up to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? And they couldn't last a week because they couldn't swallow their ego? When you first train jiu-jitsu, I told you guys 1,000 times, when you first train jiu-jitsu, you get your ass beat for a week at least. 2-3 months. If you had a good gym, you get your ass beat for at least 3-4 months. Someone in the military, they do not have the ego to do that. These military people come to these gyms all the time and they get their ass beat. They get humbled and they leave. Anyway, let me move on. I'm just ranting at this point. This is another L because I was mentioning all the wars that the United States lose. This is another war that the United States has lost. They lost the war in Yemen. And the Biden administration has been trying to pretend that it's not a war, but it is a war in every sense of the term. You have two sides exchanging fire. You have a set enemy that you're fighting against. It is literally a war, except it wasn't declared and it was illegal. Now, I'm actually kind of mad I'll show you guys this first, because I'm going to show you guys what delusional Americans were saying before the most recent news, where Biden essentially waving the white flag. I remember when Biden, he announced Operation Prosperity Guardian. After he announced Operation Prosperity Guardian, that's when you had all these same neocon military bootlickers. You know, the same kind of people that was upset in my stream, in my tweet. You had them say stuff like this. Soon as Operation Prosperity Guardian was announced, you had people say, "Oh my God, the Houthis are fucked." The Houthis are fucked. You have so many people like, "Oh my God, the Houthis gonna get it now." Here's another one. The Houthis are about to find out why we don't have universal health care. Oh my God, guys. The amount of tweets like this was endless when Operation Prosperity Guardian was announced. If you guys don't know, Operation Prosperity Guardian was the coalition that Biden put together with the United States, UK, and a few other European countries like Spain and France. And then after it was announced, you had Spain and France like, "No, we had nothing to do with this." So Operation Prosperity Guardian was already off to a bad start because it was in shambles. I did a video about this. You want to know what I also said in my hotspot video when I initially covered this? When I initially covered this, I told you guys a few months ago. Maybe I should find the video. I don't have it prepared. Maybe I should find it. I might search for it. I told you guys when they announced Operation Prosperity Guardian, once again, I'm vindicated once again, that they are not going to be successful in their mission. And I explained, I was like one of the few people to explain how the Red Sea is much larger than it looks on a map. I see you guys. Yeah, I need to take a drink. I do. You guys tell I'm getting tired. So when they announced this mission where they was going to have this coalition where they patrol the Red Sea, I was like, that's very interesting, because no one mentioned the fact that the Red Sea is the size of California. Do you guys have any idea how many segments I've seen talking about Operation Prosperity Guardian and the United States plan to block Yemen's action in the Red Sea without them mentioning the fact that the Red Sea is the size of California? And guys, do you know how many warships that the UK committed to Operation Prosperity Guardian? 1. So they was going to have an operation where they prevent the Ansar Allah in Yemen, who mastered the Red Seas, who know the Red Sea up and down, who control the ports. They're going to successfully patrol and stop Yemen with 1 UK ship like 3 ships from the United States, and a sea that the size of California. Are you guys starting to understand what I understand, what a lot of people don't understand? That our ruling class is actually made up of idiots? A lot of people think that whenever the United States military, whenever officials announce that, oh, they must be smart, they must have thought it through. No, that is not true. They are just like us. These are people who got where they at. They are military generals. They're in the government because of nepotism and connections. We have people in our government that makes the dumbest plans ever. Like Operation Prosperity Guardian, and people think it's gonna work just because the government announced it. You people thought that it was gonna stop Yemen in the Red Sea with 4 ships. And I'm gonna see if I can find my hotspot video. Cause guys, is this it? I literally told you guys this was gonna happen.
Garden to protect ships. Prosperity.
Oh wait, yeah,
Operation.
I don't know this is it because I did a few videos on this because I'm constantly ahead. I'm warning you guys about what happened before it actually happens. I said before that there's no way the United States is going to be successful in Yemen. I think this is the video I said. I did a few. Let's watch this because this is when I covered it.
Prosperity Guardian turned out to be a complete failure. Joe Biden, in order to protect Israel as they were committing a genocide, announced Operation Prosperity Guardian to protect ships bound to Israel that was being attacked by Yemen. So the Houthis in Yemen was like, man, we fucking dare you guys. We're going to turn the Red Sea into your guys' fucking graveyard. So France and Spain is like, yeah, we good. Hey, U.S., you got this, right? You got this. These motherfuckers over here talking about some Prosperity Guardian. I had no idea what they're talking about, man. I'm out. So let me tell you something about the Red Sea if you don't know. It's fucking huge. So the Red Sea is around the size of California. Imagine you are patrolling California with only around 6 or 7 squad cars and see how well that works for you. So the only way something like this could possibly work is if you have a massive coalition with the people willing to chip in as much as possible, which hasn't happened. So Biden's inability to form this coalition is a massive embarrassment for the United States and shows exactly how isolated the United States and Israel actually are. This also highlights the bravery and the amazing tactics that Yemen is using to resist Israel. Remember, these attacks in the Red Sea ends when Israel ends their siege and their genocide of the Palestinians in Gaza. In fact, not only is what Yemen doing is morally right, they are legally in the right as well. According to the genocide conventions, not only should countries do everything they can to intervene in the genocide, they are obligated to, including targeting private entities that benefit from and enable the genocide. So kudos to Yemen for actually doing something about a genocide instead of being like other cowardly states who just sign on to ridiculous, useless UN resolutions. So about the Red Sea if you don't know. It's fucking huge.
So why did it take me, a college dropout, to explain how this wasn't going to work? This is I think 2 months ago. Why do you guys think this coalition fell apart? You had France and Spain that heard the plan from the Biden administration, and their response was, you guys have to be the dumbest, most incompetent government ever known to man. There is no way we will ever spend any resources on that. I might have added a little flavor to that. That essentially was their position, though. So now let's get to what just happened. What can only be described as a massive, embarrassing L for the Biden administration. Red Sea attacks. Diplomatic win for Houthis. So the media is now finally catching up to where I was months ago. You had these morons, these neocons on Twitter, the Houthis are fucked. The Houthis are about to find out why we don't have universal health care. And I just found this because it was like, guys, there was so many of these tweets. I wish I could have more of these receipts to show you guys. When Operation Prosperity Guardian was announced, there were so many of these delusional neocons. Once again, these same people who think the United States can't lose, that assumed just because the United States military is against Yemen, they can defeat Yemen. They learned the same lesson that was learned in Vietnam. You guys are good at fighting in Europe and America. That you guys are not good at fighting over there. The same way you guys are not good at fighting at, you won't win in Iran. You want to know who knows everything about the Red Sea? You want to know who has control of the ports? The Ansar Allah, known as the Houthis. So you're not going to defeat the Houthis in their back fucking yard. You're not going to defeat them in their backyard when they mastered the art of sea warfare. There was a country full of pirates, for fuck's sakes. But you guys think you're just going to go to the Red Sea and stop them? Do you guys have any idea how fucking stupid our ruling class is? That they thought this was going to happen? And people just bought it. I remember there were Fox News segments like, man, the Houthis better stop. They better take an off-ramp. We're going to kill all the Houthis. Fam, we dropped 148 bombs on Yemen since the start of this year. The United States and UK, I should say. We bombed Yemen 148 times this year. Now, question, do you guys think that it was about winning against the Ansar Allah, or was it about providing money and profit for the military-industrial complex who supplied those bombs? It's not about successful war. It's about profitable, never-ending war. Someone I see where said the Ansar Allah was never scared. Yeah, they even said, let me see if I can find this. Red Sea. They said something that was gangster as hell. Great. Oh yeah, the Red Sea. Oh yeah, there it is. I found it. When they announced Operation Prosperity Guardian, Yemen was like, "Excuse me, you guys think you're gonna defeat us in the Red Sea?" Okay, bro. If you guys come over here in the Red Sea, we're going to turn the Red Sea into a graveyard of United States and UK ships. And I still remember when they said that, and it was the most gangster shit I ever heard in my life. And they, I think there was like a casualty there. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure there was a Navy person who was killed. But despite all the bombings, the United States realized they can't defeat these motherfuckers. Which now leads to Biden having another embarrassing disaster here. This is a disaster for Biden in the United States. This is Yemen and the Ansar Allah being vindicated in their direct action opposing genocide. Now you have China and Russia who reached an agreement with Yemen. So now Yemen is going to allow China and Russia ships in the Red Sea. In fact, earlier this week, there was a Russian warship that entered the Red Sea, backing up the Ansar Allah. So now, after the Russian warship entered the Red Sea, then a few days later, the United States was like, all right, we done. We out of here. If you can't tell, I am greatly enjoying this story. Here's just one receipt here. Russian warship enter Red Sea with a signed mission amidst Houthi attacks. So this came out a few days ago, March 29th, and then immediately after this happened, the Biden administration is like, all right, this shit is over. The United States has taken L after L after L my entire lifetime, and it's crazy how people in the military can't see it. This is another giant L for the United States. You want to know how embarrassing this is for the United States? The United States, in order to get Yemen and the Ansar Allah to stop their attacks, they offered to revoke the terrorist designation on Yemen. Guys, I was laughing so hard when I first read that. Why the fuck would Yemen agree to that deal? You guys realize that Biden put Yemen back on the terrorist uh, designation list because of their direct action in the Red Sea. So what the Biden administration said to Yemen is, will you guys please stop? Will you guys please stop? If you guys stop, we guys will take you off the list that we just put you back on. Why would Yemen give a fuck about that? They don't. Yemen don't care about being put on a terrorist list. In fact, that's why they were put on a terrorist list, because of their action. In fact, the United States military was designated as terrorists in Yemen. So why would Yemen care if the United States promises to take their revoke their terrorist designation? They don't. This is literally pure panic. This is pure panic on behalf of the Biden administration. The Ansar Allah has no reason to stop. They won't stop. I will be literally in shambles and shocked that they stopped, but they won't because of this. They don't care. They said that the Western terrorist designation means nothing. They think the West is terrorist. If they care about the terrorist designation, they will never did the action against Israel in the first place. There's only one way you stop the action in the Red Sea. That is if you end the genocide and the support of genocide in Gaza. I said weeks ago on Nick at Night that Yemen and the Ansar Allah completely and utterly checkmated the West. They have the West in checkmate. And the corporate media was in denial over this. Why do you guys think I've been covering this story so much? I saw this train wreck coming slowly. And it has been one of the most satisfying stories for me to cover. Because as someone who hate incrementalism, as someone who despises electoral politics as the only way to solve a problem, you had Ansar Allah in Yemen that actually did direct action that did so much damage to the Israeli economy, to the United States standing in the world. What Yemen did here in the Red Sea will go down in legend. And it will be one of the only, they're the only country that actually had the balls to put military force, their life on the line for this. You had South Africa that risked a lot by putting the trial up at the ICJ. You had Yemen. Shame on the rest of the Arab countries who couldn't do anything near this. Iran said they about to destroy Israel, but that's because Israel attacked them. Yemen gained nothing from this, my friend. Yemen gained nothing from this except respect, and now they got it.